Hey guys, it's Kip from Famous by Friday Pickleball. Got a brand new paddle to review. Very excited about this. The new Thrive Smoke. Thrive is one of those companies along the way that I really have enjoyed and I like a lot. They were one of the first companies to embrace swing weight, where you could order your specific, if you fell in love with a certain swing weight of the paddle, not necessarily a static weight, a swing weight, if you fell in love with that, you could reorder that. Say it was 122, you could just order that same paddle, that 122, over and over again. They were one of the first to market that and really come up with it and really embrace that. And now we hear more and more swing weight, twist weight, that being involved along with the static weight. I really like this company. They've done some cool things, and I think this paddle is going to be super cool as well. Structurally, this paddle has a 14.5 millimeter poly core with 10 millimeter cells. Once again, we're seeing companies go to that. Paddle Tech went to that. The standard all along was the 8 millimeter cells. Well, the 10 millimeter cells makes the paddle lighter because there's not as much structure in there, and also gives it a little more power because there's, you know, when the ball it can deflect a little bit more because there's more space on the cells. So more companies are trying that. Very cool. 14.5 millimeter polycore with 10 millimeter cells. The surface is another area that the Thrive Smoke is a little bit different. The surface has 5 layers. 5 layers of carbon fiber and fiberglass. So we know carbon fiber is control oriented, spin oriented, where fiberglass, old school fiberglass, is power. A lot of power. So you put 5 layers of that on top of a relatively thin 14.5 poly core. Should have a lot of performance and should have a little bit of, you think of the Gen 3 paddles, this is a Gen 2 thermoform. The Gen 3 paddles have a little flex and go where you put 5 layers of surface on there, the carbon fiber and fiberglass, and 10 millimeter cells. It should have a little flex and go as well. So I'm expecting a good rebound rate off of this paddle where the ball just shoots off of there. This paddle is 16.5 inches long, 7.5 inches wide, 5.6 inch long grip. So once again, we're kind of starting to see longer handles on the paddles as well to accommodate more two-handed players. 4.25 inch circumference. This paddle weighs in at 8.1 ounces with a 120 swing weight and a twist weight of 6.15 to 6.3. All those are pretty cool numbers, pretty standard numbers in a way, but this paddle is still customizable if you wanted to bounce it up from there. Very excited to try this paddle, very excited to see how it performs. Headed out to the courts right now. Hope you're going to be there. The Thrive Smoke. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, guys, the Thrive Smoke. Let me go after this target. That's nice. That's nice. Really nice. Good accuracy. Do that again. Really nice. Really nice straight line. Do that again. Oh, I was trying to aim that more than hit it. When we aim, instead of just let your body do it, that's usually what happens. You don't get the performance you want. You're a little stiff. All right, let me spin a couple here and see what the Thrive will do here. Well, that spun a lot, but I hit it. I hit it multiple times. That wasn't the best. Let me do that again. Not a ton of spin. Let me do that again. See if I can get some more spin. That was better. That was better spin. That was better. I hope the camera got that. That was better spin. Do one more. Yeah. Yeah, that had good biting spin. Very nice. Very nice. Hey guys, back. Just spent the last few weeks getting to know the new Thrive Smoke. This paddle is really fascinating and I had a lot of fun hitting it. But this paddle reminds me so much of the Gen 3 paddles. It takes a moment to break this paddle in. When you first get it, you think, man, it doesn't perform very well. And you think back to the Gen 3 paddles. There's this break-in time, then a performance time, then they start to break down. The Thrive Smoke, and I don't know whether it's because of the 5 layers, the carbon fiber, fiberglass, 5 layers, the 10 millimeter cells, the 14.5 millimeter thickness, all of that combo, there's a little break-in time with this. But once it breaks in, man, this paddle performs great. I'm going to start off with power. And once again, everything I say, just think of the Gen 3 paddles a little bit. The power numbers are very good. My normal service number is 48 to 50. This paddle comes in at 52.4 average. Definitely got pop. The ball just shoots off of here. You don't have to jump on it. It's really good. The next thing I say is going to be a little confusing. The accuracy and control is there, but the consistency kind of isn't. I know, all those go hand in hand. What am I saying? If you're going to just throw a dime out on the court and decide, hey, I'm going to drop it off the top of that dime 10 times in a row, like you would with a control paddle, the smoke is not going to be that consistent. You're going to go in that direction. It's going to be there, but a couple might go long. They might go a little short. Might be a little side to side. Once again, think about the Gen 3 paddles and they kind of throw it a little bit. Same with the smoke, with those 5 layers. It's going to throw that ball a little bit. So your consistency is not perfect, but your accuracy and control is actually pretty good. I know all those go hand in hand, and I'm really kind of, the consistency is just a hair loose. But once you spend more time with it, that all comes, it just comes into, and it's going to be fine. Think about the Gen 3 paddles. Once again, spin-wise, this ball stays on here a long time. The dwell time is nice and long. The feel is very plush. The ball stays on here, and all of these surfaces really spin the ball nicely. Really good spin. So that's cool. Top spin, back spin, whatever you want to do. It's got some spin. You can keep the ball in and really control it with that much power. Very nice. Like I said, feedback and feel is really nice. It's a very plush ride. There's nothing harsh about this paddle. You're not going to feel it on off-center hits. It's just really nice. Now, as I say that, all that goes back into the break-in time, because right off you feel this paddle's a little harsh, and you do feel it, but once you've broken it in, it really goes well. Sweet spot's nice and large. You would expect that. Really nice sweet spot. You can hit this ball pretty much anywhere across the face. You're going to have the same results. Good defense to offense. You can go down, dig trash, put the ball back in the kitchen, or drive it. Whatever you want to do, you can do that with confidence. And once you get up to the net, once you get up to the non-volley zone, this is very good fast hands. And the ball, you get plenty of velo off this face. So Yeah, it's a lot of fun to hit once you get up there, and really it performs so well. You can customize this. Well, I think in the opener I said it was 8.1 ounces, so you can put some weight on here if you want and really bring a lot of that into play. The swing weight's 120, so that's not bad at all. Plus, with Thrive paddles, if you wanted to order one at 122, they order by swing weight, and if you like that, stay with it, and you'll have a lot of fun. I like this paddle a lot. The only thing I just as a warning, when you first get it, it takes a moment. It just feels really harsh and doesn't perform right off. You almost think, man, this is way too stiff. It just doesn't. It has a weird kind of break-in time for a non-Gen 3 paddle. Other than that, I have no complaints at all. I like this paddle so much. I could play with it anytime, and it really performs well. It does come in at a price point at $219.99 US. That is not bad. That's pretty much average anymore. So the price point's really good for so much technology and all of what Thrive put into this paddle. I would love to hear if you guys have tried this paddle. Thrive has some cool stuff, and I really like how they kind of approach it. And it's just a cool company. So I'd love to hear if you've tried this, if you've played with Thrive paddles before, what you think. I think this is really cool. I like this paddle a lot. All right, guys. As always, hit like, hit subscribe. Leave me a comment about the Thrive Smoke. And summer is here. Get out and play. It's nice it's been nice raining today, but it's nice outside. Get out and play. All right, guys. I'll be back with more content very soon. Oh gosh, I was off the tape. I think I was going to be there. The tape took care of the rest.